guys, welcome back. All right, Pisces. Pisces, we're going to do a different style of storytelling right now. It's one that is not romance related, although romance may pop up. This is just a little bit more broad than that. We're going to look at kind of like the overall three major areas, and then we'll break them down. So we've got the Death card that came out and like flipped itself around several times. Death card is in the upright, so we've got a major change, Scorpio energy. We've got a Queen of Cups in the reverse, so and something that is possibly being withdrawn here, or recognizing that I don't know if that's my heart's desire. And then we've got that Five of Swords, and in this case it's more of an energetic like I want to put some space. It's creating space here. I don't want to say even defensive, but more like creating space energetically. And that can be a good thing. But let's see. We're going to take these apart one piece at a time. So let's first just talk about the Death card. What is the thing that is ending? What is it? Something smelled funky. We got a Ten of Wands in the reverse. This is awesome. The thing that's ending is guilt, remorse, burdens. It's too heavy to carry a bunch of burdens around. At some point, we got to say, you know what? This really stinks. I don't want to keep doing it this way. This is not something it is bogging me down. Some things we've already atoned for a mistake that we made. Oh, that was so funny. We got a card that ended way up here on the keyboard. We have the Star card in the reverse here, and then the other one was the Knight of Swords in the reverse. So we've healed stuff as much as we can. There's nothing more to add to it. So why are we lingering? It's time to let this burden go. And I feel like this is something that we had carried around. Our lead character had felt like, oh my gosh, this was such a burden. This was such a hurt. I maybe messed this up. And it's like, yeah, but did I really mess things up? Or did I just be a human being and not everything is going to work out exactly the way I want to? Sometimes people are not going to like us. Sometimes they're not going to like us again, even if we did everything in our power to try to heal things. And then it can be this perpetual wound where we're all stressed out that so-and-so, is upset with me, or so-and-so doesn't like me. And it almost gets to the point where it's like, wait a second, I'm the one suffering the most here over worrying about whether or not someone else is happy with me. Maybe the silence, because this does look like silence. Maybe I need to quit reaching out, quit trying to apologize, because I've already done what was within my power to correct. Or maybe this is also, maybe I need to let go of the burden, because if someone wanted to come in, they wanted to apologize, they would be doing it. So if they aren't, it may mean, and this is going to sound really harsh, but even if someone has caused grief or pain, truth of it is, it may not affect them. Some people are callous, or some people are like, look, and I'm also going to say this, and this can be harsh too, just because we got hurt by it doesn't actually mean we're right. Sometimes, like, let me put it this way. If I totally disagree with something that a person says, because it triggers some memory in me that's my own perspective, that came from my pieces of personal experience, just because somebody said something that I found insensitive that really hurt me. Now, true, they could have been insensitive because they didn't think about who the audience was. They didn't think about what other people have been through. But does it make them a villain or horrible because I have an emotional reaction because of what I personally have gone through? They don't know what I've gone through. Maybe they didn't say anything to be mean to me, but I took it that way and it hurt. And then I'm storming around going, well, this person should be apologizing. Actually, maybe we should let this burden go, because they're not going to apologize, because they're still going to maintain, I am sorry that you're hurt, but I didn't hurt you. You're reacting to something that conjured up in your mind, a memory of someone else who did hurt you and that triggered you. That is different than me being the one who hurt you. And I think that that's a valid point. Just because somebody's upset doesn't mean that they're right. And that's a harsh message, but I think that that's a valuable message, because it can go on either side. Sometimes we're going to be the ones who upset somebody. And it's like, but my intention was never to upset you. I said nothing to be mean, but I understand that you took it that way because you've been through hurts, but you got to own your own hurts. Sometimes it's us who has to be able to say that, like, this person doesn't like me anymore. They won't let me say I'm sorry because they're too offended, but honestly, I have to not let it bother me. I got to let this one go because I know I didn't try to hurt someone, yet they're going to remain offended and they don't want to talk to me. So me being stressed out over that and feeling really, really, really bad, it's like, well, but I did not set out to hurt someone. And that's the only reason I'm putting it out here like this is, yes, there's hurt, but it was not intentional in this storytelling. And remember, these are always fictional, right? But likewise, it could be the opposite way. I'm really bent out of shape. Somebody really hurt me and they're not doing anything to fix it. And this would say, then let's let it go, because otherwise we're just hurting ourselves, right? We let things go for us, not for them. Maybe someone did really do something that was unintentionally very hurtful. In this storyline, it seems unintentional. That's the only reason I keep saying it that way. And again, what's intentional or unintentional, look, people only have the skill sets they have to work with. Sometimes people don't love us the way we deserve to be loved. They love us the only way they know how, which could be very distorted, right? So in this story right now, we have somebody letting go of something because it's better for me to unburden myself from this thing that I still hadn't healed from. And it all has to do with there's no dialogue, no communication. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm going to let this one go now, and I'm going to transform it because I understand what can be done has already been done. And if there is no more conversation that will change anything, then there's no point in holding out, like, well, if we could just talk again, if we could just keep hounding on this, we could figure it out. Some things are like, no, the thing to figure out is that maybe we're never going to see it eye to eye. And so that's why it's okay to let this one go. Now, again, it all depends on what the topic is. But in this case, the overall, it's a sense of acceptance and going beyond the hurt, going on beyond the disappointment, going beyond the upset of I'm not talking to this person or they're not talking to me. And it sucks because there was a wound here that didn't get healed. We're actually moving beyond the wounding with that story. Okay, so the next card, we've got that Queen of Cups in the reverse. So there's some kind of like pulling our energy back or some kind of withholding energy. Let's go with this deck. There could also be, because it can be clinging to something while not moving toward it. So it's like me, I have a ton of stuff I should donate, but instead I hold on to it and it clogs up a closet space. That's only we're talking about it in the context of emotions. Somebody is holding on to the feel of being out in the cold, and yet it's time to remove our energy from that. Like this could even be someone who's perpetually acting like a victim, and it's like, I really want to pull my energy back because there's more than one person hanging out in this tree, and they're juggling and they're actually playing. And they're on stilts, kind of like circus performers. It's almost like I want to remove from the drama of the, when we engage in drama, we now have to pick a side, right? I'm on the side of the victims, or I'm on the side of the aggressors, and it becomes. And the reason I'm saying it like this is because it's like a group of circus performers. The Five of Pentacles is about like being out in the cold, but there's a group of them out in the cold. So there's this feeling like we're all together in saying that's no good, that wasn't okay. And it's like, I don't want to contribute to any drama. I'm actually going to remove my emotions from a situation so that I don't take sides with any particular group, because it always forms some type of distance, some form of isolation. I don't want to be involved in creating drama. I want to only be involved in like smoothing things out a little bit more. Five of Wands. Yeah. Five of Wands is about, I won't align myself with one group or the other, because really to find common ground, it requires cooperation and practice, right? So all of this is about conflict resolution so far, and the way somebody is really taking the high road, a new life, a new world here. I envision something better where we got a Three of Swords here. Is there hurt? Is there pain? Yes. Does someone feel like they've been on display? Their hurt has been on display, possibly, but that may also be a perspective. Like, I actually want to change. Heck, I want to change my name. I want to change how people perceive me. I don't want everyone to see all my hurt all the time. I don't want to, I just want to be somebody who's grown beyond the hurt. That's how I want people to, envision me. So instead of aligning myself with a lot of dialogue and a lot of people that are like, come join us. We're the group who've been victimized. We're the group that's upset that people haven't been nice to us. It's like, actually, I think I don't want to join any groups at all. Both of these cards are cards of change. I really feel like somebody is saying, I don't want to be involved in drama, and I don't want to be viewed as someone who's been victimized, and I don't want to view myself that way. This does not mean that bad things have not happened, right? But I am pulling my energy back from woundedness. I don't want to focus on woundedness. I want to focus on the next chapter of my life. So it's really just someone who maybe has observed others that are, displaying like different versions of, like, sometimes we can learn a lesson from something that parallels but is not exactly what we've gone through. Say we're dealing with, I was brokenhearted. I felt like, someone really crushed me. And for a long time, I was feeling out in the cold. And for a long time, I was feeling really wounded. And like, it's maybe I talked a lot about it, and maybe I really put my heart out there. And a lot of people knew that I had been hurt by someone. I wanted people to know that, or I didn't even realize that I wanted them to know that, but I made it so everyone knew that. And then we see somebody else, another group of people that are, kind of like, oh, life is unfair. I've been mistreated. And it could have been about something totally differently, right? This could have been like, I don't know, like it's not right that I don't have a parking spot where I want it. And it's like, well, you don't always get everything you want in life. And then it clicks and it's like, wait a minute, maybe I've been feeling like I got jilted in love, but you don't always get everything you want in life. So instead of me joining the group of people that are petitioning in the office now to try to get parking spaces exactly where they want them, maybe it's like, life is going to be a dance. It's going to be practice. It's going to be, sometimes we really are wronged and we got to advocate for ourselves. Other times we can feel wronged and then we can go too far that direction and we become almost like demanding that the world kowtows to us. And that's just not the way the world works. So you know what? Okay, I have been hurt. Yes, I've been on display with the hurt that I've had, but I'm actually also now going to show the world I'm okay. I get it. Not everything in life works out the way I would want to, but I rise above it and I reinvent myself. In fact, I'm more proud that I went through hurt. I admitted I did. And now I am stronger for it. I am better for it. So it's a wonderful story of pulling our energy away from the drama, but recognizing how there's this fine balance. And the reason I put it in this context is because those two cards are both cards of change. It's fives. Fives represent change. And this card in particular represents practicing things to create change, thinking about things from a new perspective. We literally see the roots of the tree under here and then the people on the surface. We're seeing both sides. We can see the root system. We can see where things come from. We can see how we reacted to it. And we can also say, but look at how strong and how tall these trees really are. The trees are the constant. The growth is continual. I've experienced growth through my heartbreak. And someone has seen through another parallel situation, they have reflected and said, you know what? I just realized how much I've grown. I just realized I'm not a drama person. I'm somebody who goes through real wounds and then I heal and then I hold my head up and I start my life all over again. So this is a real sense of like, well done. Well done. I dig this. I really like this story. Everything here is about someone's realizing how far they've come, how much they've healed. So now we've got that Five of Swords, giving energetic space, creating energetic space. Let's see what that, sorry, I've already used that deck. We can't do that. I wanted a different deck for each of these three. Whoops. We've got the Four of Cups in the upright. So giving ourselves energetic space right now could be in order to see things a little bit differently. So the Four of Cups, yes, it can be a missed opportunity, but it can also be we've idealized something and we're aware of that now. And Judgment in the upright. I gotta say, I think that this is giving ourselves space to really sit and think about something and decide, do I want to actually go after something again? Do I want to go after something a second time? This could also be something that's trying to come in toward us, and we're like of this opinion of, whoa, 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 whoa. I didn't expect this to show back up in my life. Maybe it has. Now I got to think about this. I got to think real hard about what do I want next. Somebody is giving themselves space to really evaluate, do they want to rehash something? We got a Page of Cups. We do have some form of an apology or some kind of an emotional offer that comes in. It's interesting, isn't it? Because this whole storyline in the other two phases of this, it was about getting beyond some kind of hurt, getting beyond something where it's like, I'm going to let this one go. I'm all right. Then in this part, it was about reinventing ourselves and recognizing that, hey, I don't like drama. I'm not a drama person. I'm somebody who, I'm always stronger than the drama. I always come back, and I come back smarter, and I start my life all over again. And so I release myself from dramatizations, right? And now we have, as more and more stable we get, and we're opening up this new opportunities for ourselves in this new world for ourselves. Guess what? We give ourselves the space that we need, but something comes knocking on the door, something that we could address again from this new perspective, where we're just now ready to accept somebody's apology, as it turns out. Maybe all the healing that we've done, all the releasing that we've done, all the seeing it through different eyes, all of this, like, nothing controls me. I control my own self. That sense of power has given us the advocate's perspective also. Like, I'm going to advocate for myself. I can keep distance. Not just anything is allowed to enter into my world and rattle my peace and calm. Because it looks like something is trying to pop up, and we really have to decide if we want to deal with it or not. It may simply be an apology coming in from someone who we were like, oh my God, why couldn't they have just apologized a really long time ago? Now it's dredging up the past again. Do I want to sit down and have a luncheon with them so that they can kind of, get something off their chest? If we do it for us, not for them, because we're not compelled to let somebody else make themselves more comfortable, especially if this is somebody that really hurt us and we finally got beyond the hurt and we really have moved on. And it took a lot of effort and a lot of work. It's like, if this is popping back up again, we're trying to decide, do I allow someone to come in and make an offer or step into my world and talk to me because I want to hear what they have to say? Or do I say no because I don't want to hear what they have to say? We've got a High Priestess, and we got the Nine of Cups in the reverse. It feels to me like, out of sheer curiosity, we may just allow things to play out, because part of being in this, remember, our character is unshakable. Our character has healed. Our character is like real strong in their sense of self. Like, I don't get sucked into drama. I've already let stuff go. I have a new perspective. I'm on a new path in my life. But with this High Priestess being here, this is like, for the sake of understanding another human being, I just might let them communicate with me. It doesn't mean that I'm expecting or wanting them to give me some offer that's going to make me oh so happy. It's not about that. It's about understanding another human better, or a group of humans better. This may not be about any particular situation, but my happiness is not dependent at all upon whether or not somebody comes in and says that they're sorry to me. My happiness is not dependent at all upon whether or not this person wants to be best friends with me, or someone who did something that was not very nice to me, whether they want to make it up to me or not. That is irrelevant. My happiness is not wrapped up in what they're going to say. I'm simply like, I'm in a place where I'm so far removed from the hurt that I don't require apologies. If anything, if I allow them to talk to me, it's because it'll be fascinating to hear what was going on in their mind. So we've really gotten to the point where we just simply pause and we go, okay, wait a second. Let me make sure that I know why I would be saying yes to this if I'm going to let someone come into my world and communicate with me. Is it, if my I'm energetically charged and feeling like, oh my gosh, depending on what they say, I'm going to either be brokenhearted or I'm going to be really happy, then I'm probably not going to let them in, because that means I'm not real stable yet. But this character is super stable. This character is like, if I let him in, it's only because, sure, go ahead, show. It'll be a nice opportunity to get to know you better, to understand you better, because there's always been a mystery as to why something happened. My happiness is not dependent upon what they say or don't say. So it's just a very different way. I would say this entire storyline is about how someone has healed, and all the phases and the process of healing, and how strong this character is, and how this character is like, they see things through these eyes of like, hey, it's always within my power to change the outcome for myself, because this is my life. Have I been hurt? Yes. Was it fair? No. But no one's going to say that that's all I get to experience in my life. This is a character who's really taken back their power and their sense of happiness and fulfillment by letting go of the things that don't serve them well. Let other people's drama be their drama. I'm not going to be owned or controlled by what other people's drama is. Even though that drama played out on me in my life, I am still more than that. Let's go ahead and get one last question answered, which is, how do others see our lead character? The Tower, somebody who has no problem revamping their life from the ground up. Someone where when they get stuck, they go, not going to do any more of this. Nope. Can't stay where there's no growth. That's remarkable. Aries energy. That's, other people see our lead character here as powerful, unafraid of major sweeping change in life. 9 of Wands, and absolutely gorgeous way of carrying on. So really giving it a shrug and saying, yep, I was wounded. Yep, I have been someone who has worked really hard in my life. Lots of things haven't gone well. Lots of things haven't been fair. But what do? I clean up the debris and I replant. What do? I get myself out of that stuck energy and I get right back to work. I land on my feet every time and I carry on. This is such an inspiration to, a lot of people are afraid to revamp. Sorry, the right side of my nose now is itching. Usually it's always the left. Right now it's the right. The way somebody is willing to reinvent their entire life over and over again, and you end with the World card. Wow. Amazing. This could have been, we did have some energy of like a love relationship that hadn't worked out. And we see this feminine in a wedding dress with her scythe here. Like, yeah, sometimes relationships, she's got a scythe here too. Sometimes we cut out the things that are not working for us. Because sometimes things do end, right? And then that only means that we get a chance to start again. It's never that it's over. The world is like such a broad perspective. This is somebody who can travel, move, live in more than one country in the world. This is someone, others see our lead character as a person who is very worldly, very wise, unafraid of change, sweeping change, dramatic change, and completely capable of like, people have seen this character lose it all and then rebuild themselves into something more powerful than what they were before. It's like like when a forest is burned down and it's terrible, right? And then years later a forest will regrow, and all of the ash and everything from that previous burnout will actually serve to feed the soil. So it's not good to be seeing forests burned down, but on the other hand, there can be a renewal again. And I feel like this is like, basically, you're always a phoenix rising from the ashes. That's how people see this character. And it's very inspirational. We keep getting this. This is the fourth storytelling I've done today with kind of this pattern of storytelling. And it's interesting because there's been a lot of inspiration in each one. This is probably one of the biggest, just because you end with 2 major arcana here for how people view our lead character. So if you're identifying with this character, it's like absolutely amazing. And people recognize, like, you went through the meat grinder and you don't even look like there's not a hair out of place. You look stronger and better and more powerful than before. You've rebuilt your life. You've gotten a better job. You are somebody, or you will, I don't know how you're still standing, and you're not even just standing, you're rebuilding everything. You just view things that aren't working out as places where you weren't growing. And so you get rid of them and you start over again. Like, that is an amazing perspective, because a lot of people just get crushed. And then it takes a long time to rebuild. This person was like, even if that's how it felt, like, man, I got crushed and now I got to rebuild. All other people see from the outside looking in is, man, you really know how to rebuild. That's really amazing. And my dog just went bananas. All right, you guys, I'm going to end this one here, especially because it's getting noisy. Lots of love, lots of support. Remember, I am a storyteller, not a psychic, so I hope you view my storytelling in that context. Have fun with it, enjoy it, but remember, at the end of the day, only you make your life what it'll be, not me. These are all fictional stories. Take good care, though, and thank you guys so much for liking this video and taking the time to subscribe to my channel. Bye.